go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, and we're going to start with a little bit of review with the nouns that we did last week, but we're going to do them adding the grammar that we learned, okay? So remember, if you want to, for instance, let me go through a couple of these with you. If we want to say adore first, Clayton, how do we say door in Arabic?
Is it bab?
Good, okay. So if we want to say adore, remember that we add tanween or nunation to the end of the word. Okay, the word bab by itself also means adore, but if you just want to be a little bit more grammatically correct, you add tanween at the end of the word. It becomes babun, babun. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Elise, how do we say pen in Arabic?
Qalam.
Qalam, very good. And how do we say the pen, do you know?
Al-qalam.
Good. And what vowel would we put at the end?
Dhamma.
One dhamma, okay? So it could actually be other vowel markers. It could be feta or kesra. In this exercise, we're just going to be using the dhamma because it's just the word by itself and not the word within a sentence structure. But depending on where that word is in the sentence structure, it could have a different vowel. But the most important things here is that first, it begins with an alif lam. Alif lam makes a word definite in Arabic. And a word that has alif lam at the beginning will only have one vowel marker at the end, regardless of if it's fata, kesra, or dhamma. But it will only be one vowel marker, okay? Okay, let's try a couple of these. Okay. Clayton, how do we say the boy? And do it completely voweled. Remember, we're always using dhammas in this exercise.
Okay. I'm forgetting this one.
Okay, start with, do you remember the word for boy? What's the word for boy?
That's what I am forgetting.
Okay, Elise, can you help him out? What's the word for boy?
Walid.
Walid, walid, okay? So if we want to say the boy, what are you going to do to the word walid? Clayton?
Al-walida.
Or in this case, al-waladu, al-waladu, so with a dhamma at the end. So an alif lam at the beginning, so it looks like this, alif lam at the beginning, the word walid, and then one dhamma at the end, one vowel marker at the end.
Okay. And that just makes a do sound?
It makes the oo sound, yes. So,
well, yeah.
uh-huh, okay. Elise, the next one, how do we say the professor, a male professor?
Al-Ustada.
Al-Ustad, remember it's a male professor.
Al-Ustad.
Al-Ustad, and with a vowel on the end. Remember, we're using a dhamma.
With all of these definite articles, we put a vowel at the end.
Yes. Not
Al-Ustadu.
Al-Ustadu. Good. It looks like this. Al-Ustadu. Al-Ustadu. So remember, although this can change if it's in a sentence, okay, depending on if it's the subject of the sentence, if it's a direct object, if it's after a preposition, the vowel could change, but it's always just one vowel. In this exercise, we're always using dhamma, okay? But it's alif lam for a definite article, and then one vowel marker at the end, okay? Clayton, how do we say a female professor? Not the female professor, a female professor.
Ooh. Is it just
Okay, remember the word for professor is ustad. So how do we say a female professor? What do we add to the word
is it
ustad to make it
Statha?
feminine? Ustada, good. Okay. Now
Okay.
now what are we going to do to make it a female professor? What kind of vowel are we going to add, and how will we pronounce it then?
Ustadun.
Okay, remember we're saying a female professor, not the female professor. So we don't have an aleph lam on it. We add something to the end of the word. What are we going to add to the end?
Oh, is that when you add the duma or the dhamma?
Not just one. Okay, it's going to look like
Or
this. We
double
add
dhamma over
double
the
dhamma. And how would we
last
pronounce
letter?
this? How would we pronounce this?
Ustadhatu?
Ustadhaton. Ustadhaton.
Twan.
Okay, so when we have a double dhamma, that's when you get the un sound. And here, because it's over a ta marbuta, then you get ton. Ustadhaton, a female professor. Okay, good. Okay,
I see.
Elise. How do we say a newspaper?
Jaridatum.
Good, jaridaton. It looks like this. The word jarida, and then we have double dhamma over it. Jaridaton, jaridaton. Okay, Clayton. How do we say the city?
Sorry, I was getting a drink. Medina.
Good. Medina means city. How do we say
Uh-huh.
the city?
That's when I put the aleph lam, right?
Good. And then what do you put at the end?
So double dhamma is for a,
Mhm.
like,
So what do you do with aleph lam?
well, you put it at the beginning.
You put the aleph lam at the beginning, but what do you put at the end? Elise, can you help them out?
Is it a single dhamma?
A single dhamma. Okay. So how are you going to pronounce it for me? It looks like this. Clayton?
Al Medina too.
Good. El Medinatu. El Medinatu. Now, I just want to point out, and I don't know if you've done this lesson yet or not. Have you done the sun and the moon lesson? Sun and moon letter lesson? Have you run across that yet? If you haven't, you'll be running across it in the next week or two. Anyway,
Oh, like on the, is it just like learning lesson or assignment?
I don't even remember. It's been a long time
Because
since did
I
this lesson.
think it's just a learning lesson, and I.
Okay, well, let me just mention it quickly here. So it only matters when you have an aleph lam on a word, okay? So when you get to that lesson, whatever it is, it only matters if you have a word that begins with an aleph lam. If you have anytime a word that begins with an aleph lam, you have to look at the next letter after the aleph lam and see what it is. Half the letters of the Arabic alphabet are considered moon letters, and half of the letters of the Arabic alphabet are considered sun letters, okay? In Arabic, it's called haruf al-qamariya, moon letters, and haruf al-shamsiya, sun letters. And the difference between sun letters and moon letters in the Arabic language is that if a word begins with an aleph lam, and then you have a moon letter, like meme is a moon letter, you pronounce the aleph lam like an aleph lam. So you hear El Medinatu. You hear that L sound, okay? But if you have an aleph lam preceding or following a sun letter, or preceding a sun letter, an aleph lam preceding a sun letter, you don't pronounce the aleph lam as an L. You have to assimilate it into the letter that follows it. For instance, the word for sun, which is where the rule comes from, is Shems. Sheen is a sun letter. Okay, it's a sun letter. So you don't say El Shems, you say Esh Shems. So you actually are putting a shedda over that sheen. And you're skipping from the aleph over to the sheen, and you're pronouncing it twice. Esh Shems. Okay, so that's the difference between your sun and your moon letter. We won't worry a whole lot about that in this lesson, but just be aware when you do that lesson that will be coming up shortly, that that's when it matters if you have an aleph lam on a word. Okay, so here, because meme is a moon letter, it's pronounced El Medinatu, El Medinatu, the city. Okay, Elise, how do we say the office?
Al Maktabu.
Very good. El Maktabu. Again, meme is a moon letter, so you hear that El Maktabu. Okay, Clayton, how do we say an office?
Maktabun.
Good. Maktabun, exactly. Perfect. Okay, Elise, a picture.
Al Soriu. Soriu.
Close.
I actually left all my notes in the office.
So,
I wouldn't be able to look at anything and find out.
Okay, Clayton, can you help her out? What's the word for picture?
Oh no, I know this. It
Then you're gonna
starts
say it
with a scene.
with a sod, actually.
Sod, not scene. Sarada.
Close. Okay, the word is surah. Surah.
Swara.
Okay.
I
And
was
if you
adding
want to
extra
say
letters.
a picture, we're going to add tenween dama on the end. So Elise, how would we pronounce this?
Al Suru.
Okay, not L. Remember, there's no L flam here because we're saying a picture.
Oh, Suratun.
Suraton, very good. Suraton. So again, we have a word that ends with tamarbuta, so we get that ta sound, and then we have a double dhamma over it, so that gives it the un sound. So it's suraton, suraton. Very good. Okay, Clayton. How do we say
Surah.
the table? The
I can't
table.
remember that.
I'll. Is it like?
What's the word for table?
Can't remember how to pronounce it. It's like towel. I know it's like a
Tawila.
Elise?
Tawlila.
Close. Elise, what's the word for table?
I thought it was Tawila.
Tawila. Very good. Tawila. Okay, so Clayton, what would we do with the word tawila to say the table? What are we going to add to the beginning?
Al Tawilatun.
Good, at tawila too. Okay, so here, ta is a sun letter, so we don't say el tawila too, it's et tawila too. Okay, so this is a sun letter.
I see.
Okay, Elise, what's the word for blackboard?
Oh. What does it start with?
Clayton, do you know the word for blackboard?
I think it starts with a scene, right?
It looks like this. Sabura. So
Tabura.
so if we want to say a blackboard, Elise, what do we say?
Saboratun.
Saboratun. Very good. Saboratun. Okay, Clayton. the word for the shelf? How do we say the shelf?
Al-Rafatun.
Here we don't have a tamarbuta, okay? So the word is rough, and you were right, we have alif lam at the beginning. Ra is a sun letter, so we're not going to pronounce the lam, so it's pronounced rough. And then we have one vowel marker over the fa, okay? There's no tamarbuta, so you're not getting that ta sound, you're just getting the oo sound. So how would you pronounce it?
Arafu.
Arafu. Arafu. Very good. Arafu. Arafu.
Of course, Ra is a sun letter. What was I thinking?
Okay, Elise, how do we say the class?
Asafu.
Very good. Asafu. It looks like this. So we have an alif lam. Sod is a sun letter. And then we have just one vowel marker over the fa. Asafu. Asafu. Remember that anytime, this is a rule that you can write down and remember. Anytime a word begins with an alif lam of definite article, it never has nunation. It only has one vowel marker. Okay, so that's an easy one to remember. You'll never have nunation if you have an alif lam. You can't, because they're absolutely opposite. Okay, Elise, how do we say a window?
Shakartun. Oh boy.
Okay, the word for window is shubak. Shubak.
Back.
I knew that one.
So how will we pronounce it? A window.
Shubakun.
Shubakon. Very good. Shubakon. It looks like this. Shubak. Shubakon. Okay, Clayton, how do we say the notebook? The notebook.
Al-Daf.
Close.
Yeah, Al-Dafarin. Arun.
Oh, close. Elise, can you help him out? How do we say notebook?
Al-Daftaru.
A duftaru. A duftaru.
Ah.
Very good. Okay, so dal also is a sun letter. A duftaru. So duftar is the word for notebook. We added an alif lam because we want to say the notebook, and just one vowel marker at the end. Okay. I'm going to skip that one because that's a little bit more difficult. Okay, Elise, let's try this one. How do we say the book?
Al-Kitabu.
El Kitabu. El Kitabu. Very good. And it looks like this. El Kitabu. And kaf is a moon letter. So you hear that definite alif lam. El Kitabu. El Kitabu. Very good. Okay, Clayton, how do we say the library?
Is it Al-Maktabun?
Not El Maktabu. What's the word for library? El Maktabu would be the office. How do we say the library?
You know, I was really confident that's what that was.
You're really close. Let me show you. Okay, so you have the word mektab here, but it ends with a tamarbuta. Okay, so it's el mektabatu. El mektabatu.
Ah,
Okay.
okay.
The only difference there is that tamarbuta at the end, but you have to pronounce it as a two. Okay, al-maktabatu.
Okay, so Al-Maktabu is the
Al-maktabu
office.
is the office. Al-maktabatu, the library.
Okay.
Okay, Elise, how do we say a university?
Jamiatun or
Good.
Jamiun.
Jamiatun. 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 Remember, it ends with tamarbuta, so you get that ta sound. And then you have un from the New Nation or Jamiaton, a university. Okay, Clayton, how do we say a man?
Rajalun.
Good, Rajalon, Rajalon. So we have the word Rajal, and then we have Tanween Dhamma at the end. Rajalon, a man.
So you pronounce it more as like jewelry than you do like jewel, like the J sound.
It depends on where you are. In classical Arabic, it's ja, but you get a lot of ja in a lot of different dialects because there's a lot of like French-speaking countries. There's a lot of French influence in a lot of the Arab countries. Okay, like in Lebanon, they were under French control. All of North Africa was under French control. Egypt, the northern part, was under French control. So you get a lot of that came over into their dialect, but it's actually Rajal, not Rajal. But either one's acceptable. But in standard Arabic or classical Arabic, it's a ja sound as opposed to a ja sound. Okay, so that's the difference between those. Okay, Elise, Clayton, question?
Huh? What is classical Arabic called? Is it like fada?
A fusha. Fusha.
A fusa.
Fusha. Okay, Elise, how do we say a girl?
Bintun.
Bintun, very good. It looks like this. Okay, so the word bint, and then we have, again, Tanween Dhamma at the end. Very good.
I will be back momentarily.
Okay, sure. Elise, did you get a chance to go to any of the events, the Riyadh events in Riyadh?
I haven't really thought about it because I'm going to blow so much money in Dubai next week that I haven't even like considered.
You're going to Dubai?
Yeah. I'm going to go and I'm going to get my eyebrows microbladed and shaded. And so
well, that sounds
really,
like fun.
Yeah, it sounds expensive.
Yeah, Dubai is expensive. It's very expensive. It's really nice though. And if you know your way around,
it.
You can actually, it can be not so expensive. I mean, you can eat like at restaurants that are really expensive, or you can eat like really cheaply. And same thing with hotels. So it just depends, I guess, on the level that you do.
I loved it there. That was like one of my favorite cities I ever went to. And when I went last year for New Year's, I was like, I'm definitely coming back here.
Yeah, absolutely.
It exceeded my expectations.
Yeah, and every time you go back, it's more grand. Have you been to Abu Dhabi?
I haven't got out of the airport. I have some Brazilian friends there. I sent my old like Brazilian friend a message, but he's a pretty popular guy, so I don't know if he'll see my message in time for me to go visit him. But
yeah, if you get a chance, go to Abu Dhabi too. But Dubai is just spectacular. I want to go next year for the World's Fair that they're having.
I know, that looks amazing.
Yeah, I totally want to go.
I don't know what they're doing there, but
yeah. Okay, well, let's go on. So I threw this on the quiz, and I didn't realize that I didn't have the section up for it, so I took those questions off the quiz, and everybody that had taken the quiz, I just gave them points for those questions.
Prorated.
So, yeah, it was just one of those things. So anyway, so we have the word hada. Hada is the masculine form of the word this. Okay, hada.
But it was in your video, like you had a YouTube video about it.
Yeah, I didn't really have a section set up, so apparently it was difficult for some of the students. So I thought I better just put up a special section, so I did. So anyway, you will be running into it for the final, so it's important that you know the stuff. So Anyway, so
Wait, hold on. What did I miss?
okay, the word hada means
Uh-huh.
this in Arabic, but it's the masculine form of this. Okay, for example,
Use it
we have,
describing something masculine?
of the masculine gender. Okay, remember that all
Yes.
things, you can't hear me probably, okay, all things in Arabic, all things are either masculine or feminine. Okay, there is
Yes.
no it in Arabic. So we have hada kitabun. When you say hada kitabun, you're saying this is a book. Hada kitabun. So you have an indefinite noun along with hada. Hada kitabun. This is a book. It's a full sentence. Okay, now if you add an alif lam in between the word hada and the word kitab, it becomes hada el kitabu. But hada el kitabu means this book, okay, this particular book. Now look at this word here, el kitabu, okay, just by itself would be the book, okay? But when we put hada in front of it, it becomes this book, this particular book.
That makes
So
sense.
in English, it's like saying this the book.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we saw hada, now we see hadihi. Hadihi also means this, okay? So it's the feminine form. So you can't say hadihi kitabun, okay? That's wrong because hada is the masculine form of this, okay? So here we use hadihi when we have feminine nouns. For example, we have hadihi jaridatun. If we say hadihi jaridatun, we're saying this is a newspaper. It's a full sentence. Hadihi jaridatun. So it's hadihi and the noun, an indefinite noun, okay? An indefinite noun. And you'll notice that there is no word for is in Arabic. You don't need one, okay? So hadihi jaridatun. This is a newspaper. If we add an alif lam in between hadihi and jaridatun, it becomes hadihi el jaridatu. And that means this newspaper, this particular newspaper. So we use hada with a masculine noun and we use hadihi with a feminine noun. Okay, some other examples here. If we want to say, this is a door, this is a door, we say, hada babun, hada babun. It's a full sentence. This is a door, hada babun. If we want to say, this is a girl, we say, hadahi bintun, hadahi bintun. Bint is a feminine noun. It doesn't end in ta marbuta, so it could be kind of deceiving if you don't know what it means. But because bint means girl, it's by its very nature, it's feminine. So we use hadahi. Hadahi bintun. If we want to say this door, remember we add an alif lam in between hada and the noun. So we have hada el babu. Okay, remember in the example up here, this is a door, we had hada babun because we're saying this is a door. Okay, remember the difference between a door and the door. Here we use hada el babu. Okay, so only one vowel marker and we add that alif lam in between. And then we're saying this door. It's no longer a full sentence, it's just a phrase. Okay. Same thing with this girl. We have to use hadahi because hadahi is the feminine form of this. We add an alif lam in between hadahi and bint. We take off one of the vowel markers because anytime you have a word that begins with an alif lam, it can never have nunation. Okay.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so if you were to say this door is open,
Mhm.
is there still not a word for is, or is there just not a word for is in this context?
In that there's not a word for is in this context. You don't need one in the present tense in Arabic. Okay. So you just don't need one. So
Oh,
el
so there's
babu
was and will be?
maftubun. What?
There's was and will be, but not is?
Yes, there is was and will be. Yes.
Huh.
There's not is.
Well,
You
how
don't need
about
one.
that?
Yeah, it's a different grammar. Okay. So a couple of more examples here. If we want to say this is a window, again, it's a full sentence. We have hada shubakon. Hada shubakon. This is a window. If we want to say this is a newspaper, we say hadahi jaridaton. Hadahi jaridaton. Okay? But if we want to say this window, we have to add that alif lam in between. It's no longer a full sentence. So we have hada eshubaku. Hada eshubaku. We add the alif lam in between hada and the noun, and we take off one of the vowels at the end for nunation. Hada eshubaku. Or this newspaper, this particular newspaper is feminine, so we use hadahi. We add alif lam in between hadahi and jarida, and it becomes hadahi el jaridatu. Hadahi el jaridatu. This newspaper, this particular newspaper. Had a little exercise here using these points of grammar. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna change these around. Shuffle them up. Okay, I just want you to tell me how to say what you see on the screen. We'll start with Elise. How do we say a city?
Madinatun.
Good, Medinatun. Okay, Clayton, how do we say this table?
This table?
Mhm.
Is that gonna be hada or hadahi?
Okay, what's the word for table?
I think it's hadahi.
Okay, it is hadahi.
Hadahi, tawalatun.
Okay, if you say hadahi tawilatun, you're saying this is a table.
Okay. Wait. Hadahi, tawilatu.
Good. Okay, so it looks like this. So you use hadahi because tawila is feminine. We put an alif lam in between and one vowel marker at the end. Hadahi et tawilatu. This table. Okay, Elise, how do we say the student, a male student?
Talibun.
Okay, the student.
Oh, al-Talibu.
Et talibu. Good. Et talibu. The student. Clayton, the class.
Not this is the class, just the class.
The class,
Asafu.
Asafu. Asafu. Very good.
Asafu.
Elise, a table.
Tawilatun.
Good. Tawilaton. Tawilaton. Clayton, the newspaper.
Al Jaridatun.
Not El Jarida Ton. El Jarida
Two.
2. Good. El Jarida 2. Anytime you have an alif lam, you'll never have nunation. Elise, how do we say this girl?
Hadahi al-Bintu.
Very good. Hadahi, we need the feminine form of this, We had an alif lam and just one vowel marker at the end. هذه البنت. Excellent. Clayton, how do we say a student, a male student? What's the word for student?
Can I read it?
Okay.
Talibun.
Talibun. Very good. Talibun. Okay, so remember, a student is just the word itself with tenween dhamma. Elise, the pen.
Al-Qalamu.
El-kalamu. El-kalamu. Very good. Okay, Clayton, how do we say this is a class?
Ooh. This one has nation, right?
Mm-hmm. Because you have a class, so it's indefinite. What's the word for class?
Safo.
Saf. Good.
Safon.
Okay. So which form of this do you use?
Hada.
Hada. Hada. Good. So put it all together for me.
What did you say?
Put it all together in a sentence. How do we say this is a class?
Hada Safun.
Very good. Hada safun. Hada safun. This is a class. Okay, Elise, how do we say this notebook?
Hada al-daftaru.
Good. Hada ad-daftaru. Hada, the masculine form, because daftar is masculine. We add the alif lam and have just one vowel marker. Hada ad-daftaru. Okay, Clayton, how do we say this is a notebook?
Hada Daftarun.
Very good. Hada daftarun. So we have hada, no alif lam, but we have new nation. Hada daftarun, this is a notebook. Elise, how do we say the book?
Al-Kitabu.
Good. El-kitabu. El-kitabu, the book. Clayton, how do we say this is a girl?
This one it's still feminine even though it doesn't have tarma or ta marbuta, right?
Correct, correct.
Okay. Hadahi. Baratun.
Bintun. Hadahi,
Bentun.
bintun. The word for girl is bint. So we have hadahi, bintun. Very good. Elise, how do we say a university?
Jamiatun.
Jamiatun. Very good. Jamiatun. Okay. Clayton, a boy.
A boy. Al-Walidun or Al-Walidu.
Remember, L means the.
Walidun.
Waladun. Waladun. Okay. Waladun is a boy.
Sorry, it's early here, so.
Okay, Elise, how do we say this is a pen?
Hada al-Qalamu.
Try it again. This is a pen. A pen.
Oh, Hada Qalamun.
Good. Hada qalamun. Hada qalamun. It's a full sentence. This is a pen. Very good. Okay, Clayton, this university. So this particular university.
Hadahi. Hadahi Jamatun. Two.
Close. هذه الجامعة. هذه.
Jamiyatu.
So you have هذه, it's a feminine form, but we have to add that alif lam, الجامعة. Okay, just one vowel marker at the end. هذه الجامعة. Okay, Elise, how do we say a pen?
Galamun.
Kalamun, very good. Clayton, how do we say the city?
Al-Madinatu.
Al-Madinatu, very good. Elise, how do we say this is a table?
Hada tawilatun.
Is tawila masculine or feminine?
It sounded feminine.
So what do we need for this?
Hadahi.
هذه. هذه طاولة. هذه طاولة. This is a table. هذه طاولة. Okay, Clayton, how do we say the boy?
Walidun.
What's it start with?
Al.
El-waladu. Good. El-waladu.
Al-Walidun.
Okay? Anytime you have the is the definite article. It's alif lam in Arabic, and just one vowel marker at the end. El-waladu. Okay, Elise, this pen.
Hada al-galamu.
Very good. Hada el-kalamu. Hada,
I actually got
masculine
all
form.
of the pen.
And then an alif lam in between hada and kalam, and then one vowel marker. Hada al-kalamu. Okay, Clayton, the book.
All right. Al. Kitabu.
Very good. El-kitabu. El-kitabu. Elise, a newspaper.
Jaridatun.
Very good. Jaridatun. Clayton, a book.
Kitabun.
Kitabun. Very good. Elise, this class.
Hada safu.
Hada safun is this is a class. But we want to say this class, this particular class.
Oh. Hada al-safu.
Good. Hada as-safu. Hada as-safu. This class. Okay, Clayton, how do we say this is a city?
Hada Madinatu.
Okay, is Medina masculine or feminine?
Hadahi Madinatu.
Good. Hadahi Madinatun. Hadahi Madinatun. This is a city. Okay. Elise, how do we say this student? And it's a male student.
Hada al-talabu.
Good. Hada at-talabu. Hada at-talabu. Very good. This student. Clayton, how do we say this is a university?
Hadahi Jamiyat.
How are you going to end it?
Jamiyatun. Hadahi Jamiyatun.
Good. Hadahi jamiyatun. Jamiyatun. Okay. Elise, the university.
Al-jamia too.
Good. Al-jamia too. Clayton, a girl.
Bintun.
Bintun, bintun, okay? Remember, an indefinite noun takes 10 ween, or new nation, bintun.
I said the N sound.
Oh, maybe it just didn't come through. Okay, Elise, how do we say a class?
Safun.
Safun, very good, safun. Clayton, how do we say this boy? This boy.
Hada al-walidu.
Very good. Hada al-waladu. Elise, a notebook.
Daftarun.
Daftarun, very good. Clayton, this city.
Hada hi al-madinatu.
Very good. Hadihi al-madinatu. Elise, this is a book.
Hada kitab. Kitabu.
Kitabun. Hada kitabun. Very good. Clayton, this is a newspaper.
Hada hi jaridatun.
Good. Hadihi jaridatun. Elise, this newspaper.
Hadahi al-jaridatu.
Good. Hadihi al-jaridatu. Clayton, this is a boy.
Hada walidun.
Hada waladun. Very good. And Elise, the notebook.
Hada al-daftar. Ru.
The notebook.
Oh. Al-daftaru.
A daftaru. Very good. Clayton, the girl.
Al-bintatun.
Maybe we're
Al-bintatu.
frozen.
What is it?
Al-bintu.
Al-bintu. Al-bintu. Very good.
Okay.
One more. Elise, this is a student.
Hada talibu.
Talibun. Hada talibun. Clayton, how would we say this is a female student?
Hadahi talibun. Talibatun.
Talibatun. Good. Hadahi talibatun. If you're saying this is a female student. Very good. Good job, you guys.
Yay!
Yay. Excellent.
And it only took me 30 flashcards to start picking up on it.
Oh, but you figured it out.
That's the main thing.
And that's what matters.
That's all that matters. That's right. With learning a language, it's not how quickly you learn it, it's how much time you put into it, and it can take time. And actually, those that take more time to learn things will actually retain it longer. Because if you like learn it really quickly, you tend to forget it really quickly. So it's important to just keep reviewing so that it gets into long-term memory. Okay, so our actual lesson for today is countries and capitals. So we'll start with just a little review of countries and capitals in English script. Let's see, we'll play a little game here.
To play a game?
Yeah, see what you remember. We did these a long time ago. So see if you can remember the countries and capitals. It's about all we're going to have time for is to play a little game today. You have to make sure you know them in English before you can learn them in Arabic. And we can go over them on Monday. Okay, Riyadh. We'll start with Elise. So Elise, just tell me what give me the capital, you give me the country. Riyadh.
Saudi Arabia.
Very good. Baghdad.
Iraq.
Oh, you're going the whole way.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Sana'a.
It's in Yemen.
Mhm. Tunis.
Algeria.
Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry. Libya.
no,
Tunisia.
Tunis.
Let's see. Tunisia.
Tunisia, good. Okay, Tripoli.
Libya.
Libya, good. Khartoum.
Sudan.
Mhm. Amman.
Jordan.
Damascus.
Syria.
Very good. Manama.
Bahrain.
Mhm. Kuwait City.
Kuwait.
Cairo.
Egypt.
Algiers.
Algeria.
Doha.
Qatar.
Abu Dhabi.
UAE.
And Rabat.
Morocco.
Morocco, very good. Okay, 6899. Okay,
Woohoo!
Clayton, that's what you have to beat.
Oh boy.
Okay,
Pressure's on.
Cairo.
Egypt.
Rabat.
This is lagging really, really bad.
Rabat.
Is that Morocco?
Good. Riyadh.
Is it Saudi?
Abu Dhabi.
UAE?
Kuwait City.
Kuwait?
Khartoum.
Is it Libya?
No,
Syria?
no.
Definitely don't know this one.
Okay, go on. Algiers.
Algeria.
Amman.
Oh god. I actually don't know these three very well.
Okay, next one, Doha.
Is it Sudan?
No. Tunis.
Tunisia?
Good. Damascus. Oh, got some extra points there. Okay, Manama.
Huh.
Manama.
I feel under pressure. Is it Bahrain?
Bahrain. Baghdad.
Iraq?
Sana'a.
I actually can't remember.
Okay. Want to take a guess on Doha? What's Doha?
Oh, we're guessing. Okay. Libya.
No. Doha is Qatar. Doha, Qatar. Tripoli. Tripoli.
I actually don't remember like hardly any of these last ones.
Okay, Tripoli is Libya. Sana'a. Sana'a is Yemen. Sana'a. Amman. Amman. Amman is
Syria,
Jordan.
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 That's what I had said. I knew it.
Damascus. Damascus.
Syria.
Syria. And Khartoum. Sudan.
Oh, Sudan. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to try it again for you. Okay, you got those extra points, so you came pretty close to Elisa's score here. Okay, let's try it again. Oh, my connection's unstable. No. Well, we're stuck.
Oh.
Okay. So you're saved by the bell. Okay, you guys, I guess we're done. So make sure to study. Can you hear me? Are you both there? Can you hear me? Okay. Okay, we're done. So make sure to study.